Sunday, October 19th, 2025. I am Tessa Quinn. Weekly recap. Monday to Sunday. Unbiased news, verified by at least 2 independent sources. Neutral, clear. Useful for everyone. Warm up. I organized my inbox, and my calendar got jealous. We're negotiating peace. Society highlight. This week, Elena Rybakina reminded us that persistence sometimes looks like resetting between sets. On Sunday, she won the Ningbo Open title after dropping the first set, then storming back to take the next 2. The result nudged her closer to the WTA finals in early November. For kids, it's like losing the first round of musical chairs, then calmly winning the whole game anyway. The ripple effect reaches practice courts and classrooms alike. Resilience is a skill, not a mood. Coaches praised her focus. The crowd loved the grit. Rybakina smiled, thanked her team, and moved on to the next match. World Roundup. On Monday, a ceasefire deal in Gaza entered a new phase as the last living Israeli hostages were released and large prisoner releases continued. By the weekend, disputes over reopening the Rafah crossing and reports of ceasefire violations showed how peace often arrives in pieces. For most families, that meant a week that felt hopeful, then complicated. Consider it diplomacy's version of software updates. Necessary, not always smooth. On Tuesday, the IMF's fall outlook landed. Global growth was nudged to the low 3% range for 2025, with warnings about trade tensions and debt. People sense this in grocery aisles before charts. Steady, not spectacular. In plain terms, jobs and prices remain a balance beam, not a trampoline. Midweek, Alaska kept airlifting residents after the remnants of Typhoon Halong flooded western villages. Hundreds moved to temporary shelters as winter loomed. For most families, that meant check-ins with relatives and a reminder that roads, runways, and rivers all tell the weather's story. First responders called it one of the state's largest airlifts in years. Also this week, Brazil hosted pre-COP climate meetings on Monday and Tuesday to set the stage for November's summit in Belém. Negotiators focused on implementation and adaptation finance. Think of it as rehearsal before opening night, except the theatre is the atmosphere. Science, space. On Wednesday, a small asteroid discovered just 2 days earlier safely zipped past Earth at roughly 97,000 kilometers. About a quarter of the distance to the Moon. Teams tracked it, logged it, and moved on to the next sky pebble. The scale matters. Spotting objects this small, this fast, makes planetary defense more practical than cinematic. If scaled, better detection changes how we prepare, how we design warnings, and how we sleep on windy nights. Science never hurries, but it also never stops. Movies. US, Hollywood. At the weekend box office, horror flexed its October advantage. Early tallies showed a new sequel opening at number 1 on Friday, while recent tentpoles slid. Industry watchers noted the same pattern. Mid-budget scares keep finding their audience's costlier bets wobble. Apparently, nostalgia now has better box office legs than most new ideas, at least until holiday season storms in. Weather-ish. Heads up for sky watchers. The Orionid meteor shower is building and peaks midweek. One practical note before colder nights: check air filters now, or your heater may audition as a small jet. The sky rewards quiet preparation. Nice thing. From October 4th through Friday, wildlife teams in India's flood-hit North Bengal rescued 10 one-horned rhinos swept out of Jaldapara National Park. The final rescue and release happened on October 17th after elephant squads and veterinarians Worked long shifts. Proof that quiet heroes still win, even when no one live streams it. It was careful, local, and stubbornly hopeful. Like carrying something heavy together, one slow step at a time. Sign off. Kindness is still free, science is still cool, and water still helps. Rest well, recharge, and remember, curiosity ages better than headlines.